Today we return to the world of Minecraft for a mix and match assortment of small mod discoveries. Each of these integrates a small, subtle change to your world, from including new foods to touches of ambience to your player character. Sometimes you listen to one of Minecraft's iconic soundtracks, but in the midst of the notes, the song name slips from your memory. This is where Now Playing comes to the rescue. Whenever a song plays, a toast pop-up reveals the track title and the artist who composed it. The toast itself has a range of options to adjust how it's presented, from altering the time it appears, to displaying the track titles over the hotbar like the music discs. Now Playing's small inclusion is a helpful reminder for knowing and discovering Minecraft's in-game soundtracks. For a small animation mod, there's Smooth Mount. Smooth Mount applies an animation for where the player mounts or dismounts creatures or entities, like boats and minecarts. These animations help to transition the player, where the otherwise instant teleportation would seem immersion breaking. It applies across to both first and third person, so whatever perspective you play in, the mod will accommodate to your playstyle. Travelling from one mountain mod to another comes a nifty mod discovery to put the horses into the spotlight. CCdelic's Iron Wings gives horses the gift of flight by fitting them with a pair of iron wings. These behave similar to an elytra, where once the horse jumps into the air, your personal flying companion is ready to take flight. A horse's speed and jump stats directly affect their movement in the air, so searching for the ideal steed becomes even more important for travelling across land and the air. For short trips, the Iron Wings are sufficient, but won't be sustainable for extended use. Upgrading the Iron Wings with Netherite, however, guarantees they'll last forever, even if it seems overpowered in the long term. Iron Wings is a clever small mod for putting horses back onto your radar again. Even if the elytra may still dominate for travel, who wouldn't want to cruise the world on their flying steed? Our next mod discovery, Drop Highlight, brings a small addition to dropped items by highlighting them with a thin outline. This simple change makes it all the more easier to recover lost or misplaced items. Struggling to retrieve your possessions or scavenging for that clump of redstone that got swept away will be remedied thanks to this one feature. Drop Highlight also features an item radar GUI, displaying the proximity of nearby dropped items that are beyond the player's field of view. Though it ties in with the main utility, it can prove to be too effective at times. Both of these properties can be toggled independently though. Maybe it's tiring seeing ink sacs crop up whenever you're mining, or all the poisonous potatoes are ruining the immersion. This change can let you hide those away. The mod's utility is certainly useful, especially if Minecraft is that comfort game you play leisurely. Fancy Food brings to Minecraft 11 new foods. Every new food item is prepared only through vanilla ingredients, where they can be enjoyed at whatever stage you're at in your world. Food options entail simple salads and stews, to the exquisite enderpearl caviar. Just by mixing and matching vanilla ingredients, Fancy Food has presented a variety of new foods to opt for if you fancy a change of the standard food items, or wish to savour Minecraft's specialty dishes. From cooked food to cooking devices, there's the Solar Cooker. The Solar Cooker implements a new cooking workstation, a Solar Cooker, where it harnesses the sun's energy to heat items. As long as the Solar Cooker is exposed to a clear sunny day, its melting capabilities remain fully operational. In terms of efficiency, it underperforms against the vanilla ones. This can be improved through installing up to 4 reflectors around the Solar Cooker, significantly boosting its heating abilities. Solar energy has its benefits, but in some conditions it's not ideal. In those events, having a shiny diamond block above the Solar Cooker will fulfill the role of the sun instead, so you can reap the benefits of infinite cooking underground or anywhere across dimensions. Weather Detector adds a new redstone device to the game, the Weather Detector. This outputs a redstone signal depending on the current weather condition. By default, thunderstorms produce the strongest redstone signals, with rainy and snowy conditions outputting a weaker signal, and clear weather emits no signal at all. These strengths, however, can be inverted by flipping the Weather Detector's signal, allowing for greater control over configuring it. Using the weather to control redstone signals is a nifty method for creating conditional redstone contraptions. For redstoners, this can become a new device to tinker with in your experiments. If we keep to the skies for a little longer, we made Detector use for the next mod discovery, Urkaz moon tools. This mod adds 2 gadgets for detecting the phases of the moon in your world. The first tool, the lunar clock, acts much like the vanilla clock, revealing the current and upcoming moon phase. This pairs well with the lunar detector, which then produces a redstone signal based off the current moon phase. Both these tools' capabilities are compatible with a few moon mods, giving these instruments extra features under new moon conditions. With daylight sensors and clocks tracing the time of day, Urkaz moon tools is a great complement for forecasting the moon phases and how to prepare for them. Stepping away from the screen to touch grass for a bit will cause the next mod to reveal itself. AFK Cinematics plays a series of cinematic shots around the player and their environment. Cinematic mode is triggered if the play remains inactive for about 25 seconds, where your game becomes like a movie or documentary. Sometimes you only get to appreciate the world's surroundings and your accomplishments when you sit back. It's in those moments where AFK Cinematics shines and allows you to cherish the memories or put aside the worries of life and be enraptured in a blocky world. Many cave mods go big in transforming the blocky caverns, but whilst Wonderfunk's Cave Overhaul also achieves big results, its process is done through a simple change. The mod modifies the vanilla caverns noise through the technique of domain warping, a process of displacing the original noise for producing new and abstract results. Descending deeper underground is where this technique is best conveyed. Streams of water could lead to underground waterfalls, lava highways crisscross over ravines, and cramped passages makes it a tight squeeze to navigate. The mod's inclusion distinguishes the underground layers enough to remain separate, but still shares similarities to the underlying framework of the vanilla noise caves. All of this is done with a gameplay-first approach. The mod leverages all the optimization techniques since the 1.18 update. It may not revolutionize cave generation like other cave mods, but it does allow you to experience light and dynamic cave systems. Another mod to add some intrigue to the caverns is Gipples Galore. The mod introduces the Gipple, an elusive and gelatinous mob. Gipples slumber within Gipple colonies, natural sticky structures comprising of gelatin. Only by awakening these creatures do the Gipples float around in the caverns. Gipples naturally creates the gelatin block when they consume GlowLycan, which opens the doors to crafting gelatin-like blocks. Gelatin itself is also edible and can be turned into gelatinous jelly blocks that bestow unique effects. Despite the Gipples' craving for GlowLycan, they'll split into 2 smaller Gipples if they're not ready to produce more. As a mob, they're quite seclusive individuals, but their quirky, curious behaviour could be a worthy consideration for you wanting to discover something new in the caverns. We next look to an incredibly powerful but small mod discovery, Tool Pouch. As it implies, the mod adds a craftable tool pouch, a standard and a netherite version that's fireproof. Tool pouches can be dyed, attached onto leggings or carried around manually, but it's not just a simple portable pouch for housing your tools. A tool pouch not only displays new widgets, but it extends their capabilities when stored within them. Stash a map within the pouch and it becomes your personal minimap, or store a spyglass inside and access the spyglass zoom without holding it. Tool pouch doesn't also apply to just the tools and gadgets either, for it has the ability to store shulker boxes and an elytra too inside, where they can be used as if they were still in your inventory. Much of the tool pouch's properties can be tweaked in the config options, from altering the amount of storage slots to repositioning the on-screen widgets. No matter if you're embarking on an expedition, commencing a build project, or wanting to declutter your inventory, Tool Pouch is one of those crucial and powerful mods to achieve what you're after. Copper received its very own game drop, the Age of Copper, and yet there was still a missed opportunity to give the metal its own pressure plate. Yama Copper Pressure Plates seeks to complete the metal pressure plates by giving copper its own pressure plate. What sets the copper pressure plate apart is it only activates from players, so you can keep certain areas mob-free. Like other copper blocks, the pressure plates oxidize over time, and is purely for aesthetic purposes. A simple mod discovery that fits right at home with the Age of Copper update, and the other pressure plates. Spring to Life injected some ambience across many facets of the overworld, and the Wilder Flowers mod is a nice way to continue this. The mod sprinkles across the world a few types of wildflowers, blooming in patches akin to flower petals, where they serve excellently as new exterior or potted decorations. Both the mod's wildflowers and vanilla's flower bundles can be fashioned to flower garlands, where they can be hanged along blocks or worn as a flowery cosmetic headpiece. Wilder flowers may be easy to miss, but it reintroduces a bloom of colour into your world. Simpler Scythes adds the Scythe tool to Minecraft, fulfilling as both a better tilling tool and a formidable weapon. Obtaining this isn't done through the standard fashion. Instead of crafting them, one must acquire a Scythe upgrade template located within villages. Only then, with the material and hoe of choice, could a Scythe be assembled. Scythes outperform hoes in their tilling roles, able to till 3x3 areas with the added ability to harvest crops without removing the seeds. A Scythe could also double as a weapon, having similar stats to swords, proving to be quite a versatile tool. Plenty of Scythe mods exist, but it's refreshing to see simpler Scythes put a spin onto this iconic tool. Brewing stands have existed in the game for a very long time, but yet, even with all the potions available, identifying what potions are what is still a problem that's yet to be addressed. It's with Bunnyberg's dynamic brewing stands where this problem is finally solved. Put simply, the mod dynamically updates potions within the workstation with 3D item sprites, including any crafting ingredients and blaze powder. By itself, it alleviates the biggest conundrum with the brewing stand. The mod also allows for each item slot to be modified independently, where their transform properties like their size, position, and rotation can be freely adjusted. As an option, the mod can be paired with Bunnyberg's PBR 3D items resource pack for showing an exquisite display of 3D potions. TW's Decorative Foods provides the means to decorate your world with the power of food. Most of Vanilla's food items can be placed onto the ground, revealing its own 3D models. These aim to respect the aesthetic of the food item and the game's art style, all while giving each food item a chance to shine as a decoration. From veggies to raw meat cuts and baked goods, you'll be sure to find good use of them. Some foods can be stacked multiple times, which updates accordingly on the food model. Seeing that food choices are refined to 1 or 2 options in the late game, the mod grants these foods a second chance as appealing decorations. Awaiting in the taiga biome is today's final mod discovery. Pine sees the taiga biomes inhabited with the new pine tree. Juxtaposed by their warmer, flaky appearance, pine wood fills a middle ground for warm, earthy blocks, where the slight orangey tones lets it complement lighter block palettes or contrast with darker sets. The pine wood covers all the wood block types, including doors, boats, and features its own sapling. Seeing this integrated across the vanilla tigers helps to freshen up the current biomes, although the tree's sporadic stripped logs does make them jarring to look at. Hopefully these small mods are new discoveries to include into your mod list. Small mods contain lots of surprises, but can be difficult to find. If you're in need of some more small mods, consider taking a look at these small mod discoveries here to find some other interesting mods. Thank you for watching, and let's continue expanding the mod menagerie.